trick I have for keeping him talking to me is do not ask questions, because the minute I do, he clams up.
If I'm really patient and I wait and we spend some time, eventually, like 15 minutes later, they might bring something up that maybe they were kind of uncomfortable to talk about, but since we're there, they bring it up.
I find that what keeps them talking to me is when I stop talking.
I always tell parents to listen more than you talk to your kids. You really need to figure out what's going on with their lives, what they're going through, what they feel, and when kids feel that you're listening to them more than talking to them, they actually feel more relaxed.
There needs to be a little silence. You're kind of doing stuff together. There's that silence, and then they'll start talking. And sometimes I'll find that I'll start being in the middle of my thing, but that's when they start talking.
I tend to listen, just be there. The more I talk, the less they talk. The more I try to prompt and prod, the less my son wants to talk with me.
Oftentimes, when I would love to be having a back and forth conversation, sometimes it needs to be sort of split up over more than one conversation, and so I have to sit and do the listening, and then later I can do the talking.
And really, it's just to kind of be around as much as possible. Usually, the after dinner time seems to be like the magic hour for him suddenly getting super chatty.
Sometimes silence is the thing that helps breed the conversation because, you're not really putting them on the spot.
But if I'm patient, the messages that we both want to convey and hear end up coming out. But it just might not come out exactly when I want it.
One thing that keeps my kids talking is leaving space for a little silence. I tend to fill the silence quickly with more questions or trying to figure out what they're thinking about or how, what's going on. And I think if you leave a little space for silence, sometimes it'll just come out. And then you're like, oh, that's what's in there.
When he starts to get chatty, I have to kind of maintain a certain distance. Don't act too excited. Don't let him realize that he's telling me things, because once he does, he'll start to climb up again. But
It's really about kind of just, being present first. Putting myself in more kind of present and stable and calm, receptive spirit, and kind of be the vacuum to suck him in.
Like the later it is and the longer I wait, the stuff comes out, and I love those conversations, and I feel so glad that I waited and tried to kind of keep exploring with them how they're doing. Then all of a sudden, all sorts of things come out that you didn't know they were thinking about.
So it's being aware of those times and being ready to let those things drop when you get caught up in a task or whatever, because when they're ready, it's not about when